I don't
No, I got it. I'm on your
I'm
website. Your
so
website's
sorry.
amazing, Heather. We're live with Heather Hansen O'Neill, as y'all can tell. We're just here hanging out. So I was just saying, Heather, your websites, love it. I love all the stuff you
Ah,
hear.
thank
I mean,
you.
yeah, NBC, ABC, Fox Network, like the places you've been published, the
It's
certifications
really
you have.
obnoxious. Like when you do it, like when I do a keynote presentation and somebody tries to read my whole bio, I'm like, literally, just say, "Here's Heather." Like it's obnoxious.
And here's Heather. Now we're gonna do it. We're gonna do you right here. Yeah, we get this right. Okay, kids. So here is what I've done today, and I am truly excited and really grateful, Heather, that you're doing this with us. So I've asked Heather because I know who she is. Like, she's an expert at change management, and more than that, she's an expert at coaching executive leaders, both in the Fortune 100 space and in the high-end entrepreneur space, through change management leadership. So helping people take the leadership role they need to actively make a change for themselves and the people in their market or their teams, whatever. Like, that is such a unique skill set. And especially now, where, what are we, middle to post pandemic? I don't even want to say those words because those are
I'm
also
saying
politically
post.
loaded.
I'm saying
It's,
post. I don't. I'm a
yeah.
positive, focused person.
Bottom line, folks, it's been tough, right? It's been tough. There's a lot of change that's gone on around the world, wherever you happen to be. And we, as the leaders, not only do we need to change personally, but we need to figure out, how do we help our markets experience change in a way that helps them continue to move forward. And obviously, for most of us, we'd love that to be with our own products and services, yes. But the right thing to do as a leader is to help your markets continue to move and not get stuck. Stuck is never the right answer. So, Heather, welcome. Heather, where in the world are you sitting right now? And just tell us, like, one. Heather and I both
Okay.
love adventures. Heather and I love adventures. You put me on the spot with this yesterday, so Heather,
I
where you are right now, and what is the most out of the box, sporadic thing, like spontaneous thing you've done in the past 7 days?
Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, so first of all, I promise to come back to that, but I just have to say how excited I am to be here today because every time I have a conversation with you, I just think it's just so much fun. And you have provided such incredible value to my audience and to yours and to so many people that I'm just thrilled to be here with you. Okay, so
Okay.
I also love that you are an adventure lunatic too. So Chris is asking this, like, where are you right now? Because the fun with a virtual background is literally, I could be on, like, I could be anywhere, and I often am. I love to cultivate that adventure side of me. And I use the excuse that every adventure I do gives me a new lesson that I teach to other people, which it really, really does. But I say it as an excuse because it's really just a lot of fun for me. All right. So,
I
what
love
out of
that.
the box thing have I done in the last 7 days? Oh,
By
gosh.
the way, y'all, I was hanging out in Heather's podcast yesterday, and she has a
It was
super
so
fun
good.
show. And she asked me a question similar to this. So that's why I'm being rude enough to put her on the spot and just like, come on, what you got? What you got?
Bring it on, bring it on. Okay, so let's see. Okay. I like to fly. I like to jump out of things that are flying.
Oh, this is
Um,
good.
yeah. So even though I do a lot of different types of adventures, like I've done the shark thing like you have, and for me, the harder adventure is being like it when I went into a sensory deprivation tank. That was harder for me than jumping out of a plane at 14,000 feet, believe it or not. So everybody
Really?
has their thing. Totally, totally. So I didn't do it within the last 7 days, but so I booked within the last 7 days, I booked a holiday present for my family to take turns learning to glide.
No way.
So yeah, I know. I'm so excited. I can't even take.
Like,
Because I've flown planes, I've jumped out of them, but I haven't done the glider thing yet. And
what?
I know. I'm so excited. But
Okay, so you're gonna
don't
like this is
tell
the
anybody though,
you
Chris. You
like
can't be
flying.
the present.
This is top secret, Heather. We don't share these conversations. This is just you and me talking here.
Yeah, we're not live or
Yeah,
anything.
nothing at all. So you are y'all like gonna do the flying? I'm picturing the flying squirrel suits, like the wings between the
Oh
arms
gosh.
and the
Okay.
legs.
I would do that. But the people that I'm also buying the gift for, my family, would never do that. So gliding like in a plane, like a
Like a
glider.
glider plane, though,
Yeah,
plane
a
with no
glider
engine.
plane. Yeah.
Oh,
So you
I've heard that's
also
a
need
really
like
beautiful experience.
100 jumps before you can do the squirrel thing. I've looked
Okay,
into it because I'm going to do it, but
you just got to get there on the count.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not there yet. Yeah.
I've heard that gliding, like plane gliding, is like the ultimate peaceful, silent, just.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it's not going to be as much of
mhm.
an adventure per se, but it will be, it will help with the meditation.
I love it.
Yeah.
Nice one. Oh, I wish I was one of your. You have 3 boys, right?
I have 3 crazy boys. Yes, I do.
That's lucky them. What a great mom.
I'm crazy. I force him out. All right. So my oldest is 20 now, and for his 18th birthday, he's like the only thing he wanted was to jump out of an airplane, and I'm like, okay, but you have to be the one to tell your dad because I'm not going there. He'll kill me.
Say goodbye
What
to
are you
your
gonna
son.
do?
Yeah, that's so funny. All right, so let's talk change now.
Yes.
As I guess, Heather, for you and I both, our personalities, we enjoy an adventure. But
Yeah.
it's funny. No matter how risky the adventure feels, somehow like a change in my market or a change in what we're selling or a change in how we're doing our processes or a major team member is scarier than jumping out of a plane.
Hmm.
Uh, why let's start there. Why are we so, as leaders, why are we so like fear bound when we're the strong people, we're the leaders? Why are we so afraid when change is happening in the world around us?
I think it's because we care.
Hmm.
So here's the thing. When you are doing an adventure for you, like you're risking yourself. But as a leader of change, you're leading other people, you're setting the example for other people, you're coming up with new ideas, new risks, new strategies to help your market, to help your people, your team. And there's more risk in that for
Mm,
those of us who care
mm,
because it's more important, right? I'm not saying that it's not important that you get to the ground safely. Okay, that's very important. But
mhm,
when you're a leader, it's bigger than you, right?
mhm,
And that's why I love it. And I'm willing to become uncomfortable as a leader because I'm driven to serve something bigger than me. And I know in any conversation that I've ever had with you, I know that is you. It drives you. You are here with a purpose, an amazing purpose, and you serve it incredibly well. But I'm also certain, even though I haven't met everyone yet, I'm also certain that the people that are listening to this right now are, if they're working with you, they are leaders of change.
mm,
And they are probably in that same mindset, even if they haven't verbalized it or even acknowledged it to themselves. But you are a leader of change, and that is bigger than you. And that's why. But
mm,
that also, even though that's why we're afraid, but it's also why we do it anyway, right? And so
mm,
I think that you touched on something that was really important, and then I promise to stop talking for a moment. But you said you and I, it's easy to do crazy things, right? Because it's in our personality. So I think that everyone needs to recognize that you're at a certain place naturally on what I call the spectrum of change. And you and I might be over here where we're less resistant to it, or it comes more natural, or maybe we even incorporate it in our lives on purpose. And then there's, you can be somewhere along that spectrum. You might be over here where even if the change is good, your initial reaction could be, this is scary. There might be some resistance, right? And so understanding where you are on that spectrum of change and allowing for it.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's the resistance, the fact that, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I shouldn't be afraid. I'm a leader. I shouldn't be this, or I shouldn't be that causes the problem. Allow for the emotion, allow for the resistance. It's the amount of time that you spend there that causes the problem. So I just wanted to bring that up because you mentioned the different personalities.
That's a really okay. That's a really good point. So I love that. Therapeutically, I love that. So when we're feeling something, if it's a hard situation in our personal lives, business lives, whatever, it's not just okay, but important to acknowledge and be in that feeling and be in that experience because that's real. Okay, our feelings are real,
Yeah.
but how long we stay there and how we go through that stage is really important.
It
Mm.
is. It is. And you mentioned, therapeutically, so everything we talked about the fact that we often speak about the things that we became passionate about because we wanted to learn them. We had an interest in it. We learned about it, and then suddenly we became really good at it, and people started to ask us for advice on it, right? And so that happens sometimes. So full disclosure, I don't mind being a little bit vulnerable. Years ago, I wasn't good at that. Right. I just wanted to drive through everything and take action incessantly. And I had a girlfriend. I still have her as a friend, but she's a therapist. And we were walking, and I was telling her this issue, and she goes, "Just sit with it." And I'm like, "I don't even understand what you're saying to me right now.
I
Like,
mean,
wait, what are you talking about?" And she goes, "You have to feel it." And I'm like, "But I don't want to feel it. Like, can I just? Is there something I can do? Like, tell me what to do." And she goes, "You have to just
mhm.
feel it,
Mm,
allow it." And at the time that she said it, I was not liking it, but it's incredibly powerful.
that is such a good point. Okay, so let's just use me as an example.
Okay.
I'm a leader. I do like change, but change that's out of my control is typically what unnerves me, and typically what unnerves those that are in any market or any audience, any following. Folks, I tell you what, you guys listening or watching, what we always wonder, what are my people experiencing? What's going on in their heads and their hearts? Like, how do I reach that? I promise you 90% of it is exactly what you're experiencing right now.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
all pretty much the same. We all are scared. We
Mhm.
all worry that we're not the best, that we're not good enough. Like those are pretty common human experiences. So be honest with your own feelings and
Mhm.
then find a way to lead your people through those feelings.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, okay. Change.
So,
We got,
well,
yeah.
you said a C word that I don't want to gloss over. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I'm scared now.
You said control.
Mm,
And I want to bring it up because I think that a lot of leaders, they're leaders because they're really good at least one thing, right? They have their sweet thing, their unique thing that they're amazing at, but they're probably good at a lot of things. And they probably most often like to be in control of certain things, right? It's a personality trait.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
do.
it is, okay? So here's the thing. If you are leading change, this is the biggest thing that you can get, that you can wrap your head around, is what is it that you control, right?
Mm,
When we expect to control things that are outside of our control, the economy, the pandemic, other people's opinions, other people's responses, those things are outside of our control and we want to control them. And occasionally we'll allow that to impact how we feel, right?
mhm,
But when you just keep coming back to, what do I control? You control what you think about it, how you feel about it, and how you respond to it. And literally, that's all you control. But there's so much freedom in that. When
mm,
you say, okay, this situation is happening, whether I like it or not, how can I think differently about it? How can I shift my focus from problem to solution? How can I feel about it in a way that's productive? How can I be more empathetic to the other person who has this different opinion? What response can I have here? What action can I take? What behavior can be different? These are things you control. And there's so much power in that.
wow, that's really important. That's powerful. That really is. So I can't, you're right. I can't control someone else's thoughts or feelings or beliefs or actions, but I can control my part of that. And I can't control what happens because even if I take appropriate, perfect action, I
Mhm.
still can't control anything out of that reach.
Yeah.
That's freeing. Yeah. And unnerving because as controllers, as leaders, everybody in this community is a leader. We all think, yeah, but we have a certain amount of power, skill set, whatever, to get stuff done. But own
But
your
you know
space.
what? Think of the improvement in relationships from this perspective. When you're not trying, so I'm going to take parenting for instance, okay?
Mhm.
When you're releasing your emotional attachment to what they do with it, and you just lead by example, you say the things that you need to say, but you don't become emotionally attached to whether they get it or not. That's when they get it. That's when you hear your words being said to a friend of theirs,
Mhm.
right? When you stop
Mhm.
saying you have to do it this way, and you start just being it.
Yeah. That's so good. Well said. Okay.
Right.
Wow. A lot
I
to
get
process there.
passionate. I'm a little fiery.
No, it's just a lot to process because it's letting go of some things that I hold very dearly, which is my personal belief that I can control stuff. More stuff than I probably can, right? So it makes me feel a little bit sane. So okay. When we're leading other people through change. So again, this audience right here, Heather, all of us are leaders and all of us are marketing, all of us are selling typically our expertise in a high ticket, often group coaching or done for you model,
Mhm.
which means that we have to look like we got our stuff together. And
Mm.
even if we're nervous sometimes, how do
Mhm.
we, even if we're nervous, how do we go to our audience and say, oh crap, I'm scared to death, but it's going to be okay, guys. How do we manage the difference between where we feel like we are when we wake up on a Monday morning versus what we have to show up as on screen?
Mm. These are amazing questions. And you know, you do it naturally, and you may not even realize you do it based on what you just asked, right? But you do it naturally in being authentically you, right? So the first thing is letting go of the expectation that you have to be perfect, right? And when you are honest with who you are, what you've experienced, what that does is that builds a depth of loyalty in your audience, in your market, that you will be amazed by, right? And so I'm guessing that your audience is drawn to that about you, that you're willing to give maybe a personal example, or you're willing to tell them about something that you went through. And so that helps to build credibility. And you may think it has the opposite effect, right? And this is another lesson I learned the hard way, but we don't have to go back that far for that one. But the other thing is that as leaders in course creators, you change makers, there's something that I really want you to think about. And I'm speaking to you, Chris, but not just you, like anyone out there who is maybe feeling a little bit nervous about how what they're selling. Is this too big for me? What have I gotten myself into? Can I be the leader that they want me to be? Like, so what are all of these things based on? They are based on the beliefs that we have about who we are and what we can do. And I'm here to tell you that I spent a lot of time on this because, so for instance, you have created this environment that serves your people and gives them so many tools. Group Coach Nation is incredible. You set the example for them, you put them together in a community, you hold them accountable, you give them strategy, you've given them all of this, right? There's one little thing that I want to add to it, right? And maybe you already talk about it. But this recognition that your beliefs guide your thoughts and your behaviors, and they're not always true.
Oh, wow.
Your
Okay, say that again.
beliefs
Your beliefs guide your thoughts and
and
behaviors,
your
and then
behaviors,
and
but your beliefs are not always true.
wow.
We think that our beliefs are truth.
Hmm.
And I have people coming to me every single day, and they're like, they are attached, and there's conviction in the way that they tell me about how, I don't have enough experience, or I have too much experience, or sales are hard, and you can't cold call in this environment. And, people hate being bugged at dinner time, or I'm bad at marketing, or I'm bad at numbers, or I'm bad at sales, or I'm bad at leading. I'm too tall. I'm too short. I'm too bad. I'm too thin. Like, I can't even tell you all of it. No matter what it is, comes down to the fact that there is an underlying, maybe I'm not quite enough.
Mm-hmm.
These are all wrong. They're
Yep.
all opinions, not beliefs. And we can change them at any time. And often they come from other people.
Wow. Oh, that's good. They
They're
do.
not even ours. They
Oh
were
my
given
gosh.
to us.
Yeah, we took somebody else's crap and called it our own. Yeah. Hmm. That's good.
Mhm.
So true. So true. Good advice. Oh my gosh, good advice. Okay. So as you're leading your community, the leaders, you lead a lot of large, well-established leaders. As you're
Mhm.
leading leaders,
Yeah.
how are you, and I know we only got a few minutes left, but how are you strategically placing like mile markers, strategies, um, quotes from famous people, motivational stuff? How do you keep other people on track through change from freaking out?
Okay, so it's all of it. It's all of it together,
Okay.
right? So for me, in my courses, and I'm sure you do this as well, you have to give them everything that they might need.
Mhm.
Right. So things like this, you need to expose them to other experts, right? You need to provide them with an opportunity to network with other people, to build that community. You have to give them strategies. Maybe it comes in something, this type of format. It could come videos that they watch. Yet you give them a success path. Okay, where are you right now? Where do you want to go? This is the specific step, the process that you have to take in order to get there if you want that, right? But if you because you have a wide audience, you have a lot of different people that you serve, and some people are going to need one thing, and somebody else is going to need this other thing. So you have to give them as much as you can, and still, what I need to learn from you, Chris, is the ability to do it in such a way that it's systematized so that you don't it's not all of your time, right?
Oh,
You
you, yeah.
optimize your time so beautifully that I'm like, okay, please teach me that. But I'm getting there for
Yeah, you
sure.
are. Your paddleboard is coming. You'll be on the paddleboard soon. Okay, that makes sense. All right, let me ask you one more leadership question on
Sure.
on leading through change and leading our audiences through change. If there's one thing we can like take away today and be like, Heather said, practice this one thing for the rest of the week, and this will get me on the right track as a leader, leading other markets through change. What's the one thing?
Can I have three? No, okay, so
What'd you say?
I said, can I have three? So
Yeah,
it's a
sure.
three-step process. I promise it's very short. So if you find that you're trying to do something, or you want to move forward, and something comes up for you, what I want you to do, everyone out there listening, what I want you to do is to ask yourself three questions. Is this belief that is coming up for me, is it true? Is it mine? And is it serving me?
Wow.
And this, when you start to pull your beliefs out and become conscious of them and ask those three questions all the time, you can start to let go of the ones that aren't serving you, the ones that came from your parents, and the ones that aren't even true. Let those go and focus on the beliefs that are going to lift you and your people.
Uh, oh, that's good. All right. So I just wrote this down right here on the screen.
Yep.
Is this belief true?
Hmm.
Is it mine?
Yes.
And is it serving me? Ah, it's really good. Dang, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Heather, where do you want people to find you? Obviously, like I've seen your content. You got a ton. You got multiple shows on LinkedIn and podcasts. You speak all over the world. You're frequently seen on like, oh, turn on the TV. Oh my gosh, there's Heather. Where's the best? Is it heatherhansenoneal.com? Is that the best place to hang
Yes,
out?
so
Okay.
heatherhansenoneal.com is the website. I am open. I love when people connect with me. If you have questions for me, you can go to LinkedIn, Heather Hansen O'Neill there. And I don't know if can I add something to the chat or no? If
Yeah,
it's,
feel free.
you know
If you
what, I
can
don't
go
know if
to,
I
yeah,
can.
you
So,
can't, or
the
go to
reason,
private chat. I'll copy it over. Go to private chat. I'll put it
okay,
in there.
yeah. So I have a TED talk that speaks specifically to those beliefs that I talked
Ah,
about.
okay.
So if you want to just check out the TED Talk too, it'll give you
I got it here.
15 minutes deeper into what I was referring to with beliefs.
Oh, that's brilliant. Okay, folks, I'm going to drop this chat here in the
Oh, sorry if I put it
chat.
in the wrong
There we
place.
go. Yeah, there it is on screen if you'd like to memorize that.
Okay,
But
seriously,
no,
that's
no,
horrible.
no. I put the link. I put the link here in the comments, folks. You
Okay,
can grab it there. I'll also link Heather's website,
thank
heatherhansenoneal.com.
you.
If you're just listening, by the way, I'm going to spell that out because I know a lot of us are just like driving along or like, how do you spell
Oh,
that?
thank
I'm
you.
Yeah, it's on screen right now also, but it's HeatherHansenoneal .com.
L
And again, I will link that
L.
in the description. Yep. Good.
Yeah, two
Did I
L's.
misspell it?
But no, you have it. You have it correct here.
Oh,
You have it
I just
correct here.
misspelled it.
Thank you so
O'Neill
much.
is Neill. Folks, here at Group
That's
Coach Nation, we are not concerned with spelling. Look, we're here to do work
Just
and get
click.
results.
Who cares? Just click. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. And you know what? Here's something I want you to remember, course creators out there, that it's not just about you and your behaviors and beliefs moving forward. If you want your people to get the most out of your success path, out of your expertise, out of your course, you have to acknowledge that the reason they're not doing the acts have to do with their beliefs.
Oh, man. Dang.
That's it. I'm done. Sorry.
You're really good. Really good. Okay. My gosh. Heather, you're blowing my mind. You're challenge. So here's what I love about this. You guys know here at Group Coach Nation that I like cracking codes on things. The easiest codes to crack are things like, how do I do organic prospecting? Honestly, how do I sell tickets into a group coaching program? Believe it or not, that's pretty mechanical. This stuff that Heather's talking about is like the heart of that. It's like the mind and heart science behind the machine of why are people attracted to you? How are you leading? Why do they follow? Heather's really good at that stuff. So you want more of the real deal, what's at the root of all this? heatherhansenoneal.com. That's
Uh,
it.
You're amazing. Thank you so much. And you're such a gift to your people out there. Thank you for doing what you do. Such value.
It's so great to hang out with you again, Heather.
I know.
Love it every time.
I can't believe we're not sick of each other by now.
Thank you for
Never
your
happened.
time and your value and your expertise and giving us like 20 years of insane knowledge distilled into 30 minutes. Like freaking awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Heather.
Bye-bye.